across the board at all of our sports are going to face a new and energizing competitive challenge.
When we first thought about bringing the amputee team here, we didn't even think about God Country Notre Dame. We just wanted to bring them here so we could share this experience with them, but it encompassed everything about who we are and who we want to be. And they just jumped right on, and they lived it with us for the whole weekend, which was a lot of fun. I got you, Maggie! You know, one of the main things I wanted them to learn about these guys was their spirit and their never say die attitude.
Coach Gumpf really wanted us to just be able to see that these guys have gone through such an incredible transformation, both physically and mentally.
They don't have a bad day. They see the best possible scenario out of things that they could really be angry about.
Certainly, I think what you really wanted to see out of it was that the challenges that we see as hard don't hold a candle to what these men have been through.
They're just such amazing role models, and they're so inspirational, and I just wanted our girls to be able to share that with them and, you know, just see it from a completely different perspective. The spirit of Notre Dame comes out in everything we do. And you know, everybody knows the Play Like a Champion Today sign, and their coach came over and took that sign from our team because they wanted to hit it too. No other team has ever taken our sign.
Seeing them hit the Play Like a Champion Today sign, it was just so motivational, I think, for all of us to see, because we know that they're champions every day. Like, there's not one day that those men are not champions.
It was an honor to me, it was an honor to the university, and it was an honor to the Warriors themselves.
Knowing that they got to hit like the Play Like a Champion Day sign, I hope that that was exciting for them, because it's exciting for every single one of us every time we get to.
The guys on their team started cheering because they were so excited and pumped up to hit the Play Like a Champion Today sign, because they felt that spirit. So it was pretty cool that they were able to share that with us.
My name's Justin Fagan. I'm 25. I was a sergeant in the U.S. Army. I've been to Iraq and Afghanistan. I got injured while I was in Afghanistan. I was 6 months into my deployment, and I hit a dismounted IED, and I lost my leg.
Being about the same age as Justin, it was extremely inspirational to see how he was able to pick up the pieces and move on with his life as a normal mid-20-year-old.
It was just fun, knowing that they're just like us. They're guys just wanting to live life and experience everything that they can out of it.
I think it was really cool getting to play with these girls, because we are all the same age. It's been really, really great just traveling around and trying to get the message out to every town that we stop in that life without a limb is limitless.
I'll tell you what, I was hoping to give them a lot of things, but what they gave us was so much more.
Playing with the Wounded Warriors was just an eye-opening experience for, I think, our whole team.
Playing with the Wounded Warrior team was truly inspirational. I mean, those guys are amazing.
Being able to be a part of their life and just get to interact with them was just so incredible. I was amazed by how fun they were and how nothing that they had gone through seemed to affect them in any way.
We might have fought in a couple wars, we might have lost a limb, but deep down inside we're still the same person. So we get out there and we hustle and we show these softball teams that we mean business.
With our motto being God Country Notre Dame, everywhere we went, we felt it. It was at our practice, it was at the pep rally, you know, when everybody was standing ovation for these guys. At the football game, when the guys went out on the field, you just felt it, and they wouldn't stop cheering.
I feel like they touched a lot of people here on campus.
For us to honor those men who have lost a limb for us, literally, was just, I can't even explain how amazing that was.
It was just the perfect weekend. That's the spirit of Notre Dame, and I just think as the two teams together, I want them to know, like, we are all one, and we're all in this together.
I should be over all the butterflies. This morning on our series, Hope to It, Willie takes a look at the National Wounded Warrior Amputee Softball Team.
Yeah, it's a roster composed of our country's bravest and most determined heroes. These young men sustained severe injuries in battle, resulting in amputation, but through extensive rehab, they've become competitive athletes once again.
Wow.
This is Josh Wegge's Field of Dreams.
I think I've been playing ball since I was like 4. Started with t-ball. I think baseball's kind of been the family sport. As soon as we could put a glove on, I was out here. This is what we live for.
Josh dreamed of playing in the big leagues one day, but a desire to serve his country led the Wisconsin native to enlist in the Marines.
You're serving people, you're serving your nation, you get to wear that uniform, and you also get to call yourself a Marine for the rest of your life.
6 months after arriving in Afghanistan, Josh's life changed forever.
And it was a day like this, we were rolling around going to a local bazaar to get some supplies, and I just remember hearing this like sucking noise, and then boom, it went off.
His unit's truck hit an IED buried underground.
My feet were numb, and kind of that, oh crap factor. Just remember looking and kind of just sitting back and thinking, this pretty much could be the end. Remember one of my buddies reaching over and grabbing my hand. He'd squeeze my hand every once in a while to make sure I was still there, and if I squeezed back, he knew I was still alive. So he kept with me the whole time. So I mean, that term brotherhood it's always there.
That brotherhood and the thought of his family kept Josh fighting to stay alive.
I'm just gonna fight until I can see my family one more time. That's all I wanted.
He lost both of his legs, but after months of hard work, he was walking again.
When a guy is lying in a hospital bed hooked up to all these tubes and machines, you just don't know what he's going to be capable of. But when he stood up and that look was still in his eye and he took the steps, then okay, we're going to be all right.
Just months later, he took his first steps back onto the ball field.
That was always a drive for me, and it was always something I wanted to accomplish.
And in June, Josh finally made it onto his field of dreams.
Double play!
Yankee Stadium.
I didn't care if he had to strap 2x4s to my feet. I would have been out here some way, shape, or form. We've all been given second chances to be athletes.
Then another dream came true when Josh played at Citi Field as part of Major League Baseball's All-Star Week.
You step on that field and you're like a kid in a candy store. I mean, the whole stadium engulfs you.
A home run.
They actually play in it. Awesome. 2-run shot for Josh Wegge.
From what we've seen, maybe the best athlete out here.
And game MVP.
Josh Wegge, the Wounded Warrior. Tremendous diving play in the outfield and the home run.
Proving the team motto that life without limbs is limitless.
Josh, who was awarded the Purple Heart for his service, is one of 20 guys on that team. Private donations pay for the national tour. You can go online and help yourself. Wow. When you combine the determination of these guys with what they're doing in modern medicine today, it's amazing. You get these guys right back playing, doing what they love.
That's great. So inspirational.
Great
story. That was great, Willie.
The first game of the World Series is being played tonight, the St. Louis Cardinals hosting the Texas Rangers. But we close with a different team of veteran ball players. Mark Strassman tells us they've all worn the uniform, and every one is a hero.
Go to first. Half these guys are Marines, half of them are Army, and the minute they met, they're like best friends now. Josh!
Dave Van Sleet is the Wounded Warriors coach and creator.
Come on, let's have some hits here, guys.
He has spent 32 years working at VA hospitals, fitting prosthetic limbs on wounded soldiers.
Let's have fun here tonight, okay?
What started as a pickup game in Arizona last March has turned into a national tour.
When I saw what was coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan and these young guys and the shape they're in, I think they needed to get back into sports. That's what they were in before, and that's what they need to get back into now.
Is it important for America to have this team?
We are America's new favorite team.
There you go. Shortstop Matt Kinsey was a sergeant with the 82nd Airborne in Afghanistan. He lost his foot when he stepped on a landmine.
Big thing for me was I played sports all growing up, and you know when you lose a body part, you wonder if you're ever going to be able to play again.
I used to play this game 6 nights of the week before I joined the Marine Corps.
Josh Wegge was a Marine Lance Corporal in Afghanistan in 2009. A bomb exploded under the armored vehicle he was riding in.
It's a very surreal feeling. I was 19 at the time, and looking down and seeing that weirdest stuff go through your mind. I just bought a stick shift car, and I was like, oh man, I don't know if I could be able to drive that. It wasn't even like death. It was, I can't drive my stick shift car. How am I going to play sports?
Wegge plays first base and pitches for the Warriors, the team's only double amputee.
And I love playing this game. And to keep playing it means the world to me, and I know it does to these guys.
1, 2, 3, Warriors!
The Warriors play to boost morale, competing against only able-bodied teams in exhibition games. Private donations pay for their national tour, including this game in Panama City Beach, Florida, against a team from Tyndall Air Force Base. The Warriors have played 17 games so far and won 10 of them. They lost this game, but they won the crowd.
It's very emotional.
For you too?
Yeah.
And what's the emotional part of it for you?
That they had to go through what they did for our country. They've gone through extensive rehabilitation. They've learned to get back into society. It's amazing. It's just amazing.
Nice play there. It's a very humbling experience to be able to play on this team, travel to some awesome places, and play the game we all love.
Make the best out of a bad situation.
That message is reflected in the Wounded Warriors team motto: life without a limb is limitless.
You are the man. Yeah.
Mark Strassman, CBS News, Panama City Beach, Florida.
Two years ago, CBS News first told you the story of a group of veterans overcoming war wounds on the softball diamond. Now, as Mark Strassman reports, these athletes are inspiring a new generation.
For all these kids, this softball camp was a revelation. Ask 9-year-old Sydney Barta.
I didn't know there were other people.
Just like you, your age, dealing with the same kind of things that you are.
I know, it's amazing.
They all had that reaction. It's not just me. Every kid on this field was missing a limb, in some cases, 2. But they never lost their love for sports.
How important is baseball to you?
Very important.
13-year-old Garrett Newberry was in an ATV accident in Arizona.
It's harder to learn stuff, like with a prosthesis.
And you see them do it, and you think, if he can do it,
I can do it.
Garrett's talking about all the instructors here. Half Army, half Marines, all amputees from the battlefield. Army Sergeant Matt Kinsey stepped on a landmine in Afghanistan. Josh Wegge, a former Marine, lost both legs to an IED in Afghanistan. He was 19.
this happened to you young. It happened to them even younger. Did that hit you when you first saw them all walk on the field?
It was something I thought about. Some of these kids have been amputees longer than I have.
We first met all the Wounded Warriors softball team 2 years ago. Coach Dave Van Sleet, then a prosthetic specialist with the VA, wanted to get these wounded vets back into sports.
1, 2, 3, Warriors!
Since then, the team has been inspiring each other and anyone who has watched their exhibition games in 55 cities. They've come so far, they're now holding their first softball camp.
So what is the goal of the camp?
Our guys should be giving something back also.
All the kids selected got an envelope in the mail.
Scotty, you have been chosen to attend the Wounded Warriors softball camp! Oh my God!
Boom! Look at that. Destroying it.
Sydney Barta was getting batting tips from Josh Wegge. A scaffolding fell in her leg when she was 8.
They told me that I need to get it amputated, and well, it hurt so much, I think I was kind of glad to let it go. And I said, when it first fell on me, Mommy, will anybody love me again? I asked her, will I ever be able to make a layup again? Because I really liked basketball. Will I ever be able to catch a softball again? They've taught me that you don't give up no matter what happens to you. Even if you've lost a limb or you were born like that, you can just do what you want anyway.
What connected everyone on this field is not what they had lost. It's what they've found again. For CBS This Morning, Mark Strassman, Kissimmee, Florida.
That'll inspire you.
That's right. That little girl said it best. Don't give up no matter what happens to you.
You know, anybody who has children knows
that
that sometimes kids say things that mean so much. You don't give up no matter what happens to you. What a wonderful story, Mark.
And just also on the same line, the notion, Mama, they won't love me.
Yes.
And then to realize.
Yeah, so Congratulations to those in the Army and the Marines
Great
who are
inspiration.
helping and learning from those children as well.
I think it's just great for them to interact with our athletes and to be able to hear their stories and hear what they've overcome and the obstacles that they've gone through, and for our girls to get some perspective.
I love their athleticism and their heart, their drive. They go for every ball. They want to get better and better every time. It's, as an athlete myself, it's completely inspiring to see them work hard no matter what. They don't complain.
I'm a 26-year Army veteran, so I have a personal interest, and I went and watched them, and it made sense for me to go back to our company and say we really should sponsor this team. It's something that we should do because they're great Americans.
I was in awe of what they've done for our country, in awe of what they've overcome, and if they didn't have shorts on, I wouldn't know they were had any issues whatsoever to overcome. They're great ball players.
And we're just obviously out there to spread awareness, let people know that we can still do things, and just because you have a disability doesn't mean it's can stop you or alter your life or anything.
At the end of the day, when we're on that ball field, we don't really remember the amputations, we don't remember the prosthetics. I can find myself getting upset that I missed a ball, or I swung too late, or I didn't hit as hard as I should have, because that word athlete, it's stuck in you, and you feel like, regardless if you have prosthetics or if you're missing an arm or a leg or both legs, you're still going to play the game.
We send a great message. I mean, these guys are heroes. They really are. They've all gave up more than anybody, could ever ask of them. And to come out and watch them play softball, I mean, it's just a great time. It's a good family event. You have great ball, you have true American heroes that are on this team.
They just inspired me to be a harder athlete and work harder and play hard. Just let you in and like best friends.
The team has made a difference. These guys, they go out and mingle with the crowd. They're not afraid to tell their story. These guys know what it takes to keep this team going, and they do it. And their biggest fan is all the fans and communities that support them.
they're new to being amputees as well. So there's a lot for them to learn, a lot for them to continue to live life with and accept.
It's just wonderful to see them do things with their prosthesis and not let them hold it back. I mean, they're all just regular kids just out here playing ball, having fun.
This week I've been so inspired because all these kids have amputations just like me.
It's the first time you've been around with the kids?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I learned that I'm not the only one.
They feel comfortable for the first time, and being around all these amputees, any insecurities they have are kind of floated away. Whereas before, in their everyday life, you know, they're always worried about people seeing them take off their prosthetic to clean their leg or, you know, that type of stuff. You really see these kids coming out of their shells and just growing up pretty much and accepting their new normal.
From day one to where we're at now and the game tonight, we're really excited about it. As you can see out here, these kids are having a blast. They've bonded with each other, they've become friends. Parents have gotten to become friends. This is awesome. This is probably the best WWAST experience I've ever had.
Oh yeah.
Starting lineup, London, Scotty Joseph, Sydney Barber, Nicholas Knox, Simon Henry,
I tell them the only limitations you have are the ones you make, and I don't think you should put any on yourself, and don't say the word can't. Find a way to do it. And it may not be like everyone else, but the way you're gonna find to do whatever you need to do is gonna be slightly different from everyone else that has all their limbs.
I learned that I really like baseball and softball.
Okay. Are you inspired by the women's awareness?
Yes, sir.
What do they tell you?
They tell me that I can do better than I do now.
Good. So you're going to show us?
Yes, sir.
What a beautiful smile, isn't she?
You know, besides softball, I think they've created a camaraderie like we do in the military. You know, these kids, sometimes they haven't even met anyone besides themselves, and now you can't separate them.
A lot of the kids I've already heard talking that they want to get back into baseball or they want to do various other sports just because of what they've done out here, and I think they've exceeded, you know, the limitations they had possibly put on themselves. They've exceeded those, and I think it opened up a whole new world to them.